Thank you for joining me today. We're going to take this 2023 Santa Fe plug-in hybrid, and this is the limited trim. We're going to take this out on our real-world mile per gallon test. So yeah, we're going to go out and we're going to drive for 90 miles through cities, through highways, out on the interstate. We're going to backtrack back to the same gas station that we topped off at. We'll top it off again. We'll take the calculations and we'll see what the real world mile per gallon is. I will also give you the numbers of what the EPA suggests, and you'll be able to see what the car says at the end before we do our calculations. So I don't know if you've seen or heard much about this Santa Fe. It is going to be revised for 2024 is what it looks like, but let me walk you around real quick and you guys can check this out before we get going. All right, like I said, this is the 2023, it is the limited trim. And it's a plug-in hybrid. So it is a mid-size SUV, nothing huge. This is your gas tank on this side. And if you come around the back here, you see it looks pretty nice. And then you come around this side and this is where your plug-in is. You can see that right there. So I'll pop this door open real quick. You can take a look at the interior here. It is very, very nice. This does have the Harman Kardon stereo system. You got a spot for your water bottle right there. You do have leather seating, and I like this little diamond pattern up here and double stitching all the way through. Good bolstering. But this is actually really nice. It's a small infotainment screen. It's like 10.5 inches. And then here is all the buttons. It may seem a little intimidating, but it's very easy to use, very easy to find what you need. And of course you get the steering wheel and you have a digital 10-inch display. There's your back seats. Come around to the back here. Same thing back here, looks really nice. Got diamond stitching. Well, there you go, you got that right there. And look what popped out of there. Deck of playing cards. So somebody must have been having fun back here. Whoever had this before me. Pop that back up. And that's it. You got a couple USB ports back here and some vents. Oh, this one does have the shield, the sunshades in the back. That is pretty awesome. Come take a look at the back here. Pop this open. You can take a look at the size of this. It's pretty good sized back here. It's pretty big back here. Very easy to travel. I have no problem putting duffel bags and all that stuff back here. So, all right, well, that is all of that. I hope you guys like this. I think it's awesome. It drives really good. But let's get to the gas station. Let's fill her up and let's get going on this test. This doesn't require premium, so we can just go with our regular gas. Take that off. 87 octane, and put that right in there. Let it fill. See this here. See how much we get in there. Okay, so 2.7, and now we're gonna do our short little top off. And we'll count it to make sure if we don't get the same comp, then we will have to count to make sure we put in the exact same amount. So we're gonna start right here. 1, 2, 3. So we got 3 seconds on that. And that's it. Okay, we are full. I'm gonna show you real quick what we're gonna be watching. All right, so you can see this digital display. See right here, we have drive info, and this is our trip that we're gonna ready to start right now. And right now we are in eco. We are set on automatic. We're in hybrid, so we're gonna drive this in hybrid, and we'll check out the numbers and see what we get. We go up one. Let's see here, we go up one. Okay, so that's our trip right there. We can hold this to reset it. All right, so that's reset, and we are gonna get going. So the Hyundai Santa Fe has been around since 2000, and it hasn't had a whole lot of changes, just a few cosmetic changes here and there, and some updates in the interior and stuff. but it is one of their best-selling SUVs. And so Hyundai really just didn't see a whole lot of reason to change it, but I do believe it is changing for 2024. Now this one here, I think this is either the second or third year for this plug-in hybrid. And the cool thing about the plug-in hybrid is that you can actually drive about 31 miles on just electric. So that I can actually drive back and forth to my everyday job without ever having to use the gas, as long as I plug in at night. And if you use a 240 plug-in, you can charge it up in about 3.5 hours. If you use a 110 plug-in, I think it'll take you about 6 to 8 hours. So if you just plug that in every night when you get home, just like you would if you had an electric car, you would have a full battery in the morning and you could drive 31 miles before you needed to use your gas engine. Now, the other thing you can do is it has an automatic mode, and the automatic mode will switch you from electric to gas depending on your driving situation, which is kind of neat. It's also a different type of thing, and I haven't tried it out yet, and maybe I will soon. Now, the hybrid mode is supposed to be your best mode, so you're going to use the gasoline engine most of the time when you're on the highway. But once you hit the city limits and your speed drops down to around 45 to 35 miles an hour, it's going to switch over to electric, and you're going to drive electric all the way through town unless you hit the accelerator hard enough that it needs to engage the gasoline engine to get you up to the speed that you're wanting to get. Now, if you ease into it, it will stay in electric up to a certain point, and then it will kick over to gas. If you go downhill, you're coasting, whatever, it'll automatically kick over to electric right away. So that is awesome, and you also have regenerative braking. So anytime you're braking, you let off the gas, you brake, whatever, it's all regen, and you put that power back into the battery, which is awesome. Okay, so we are coming into our first town right now, and you can see it's 35. So what do you see up there in the right upper corner? It says EV. That means right now we are in electric mode only, and we are driving through town. That's what that hybrid system does. So you can also see that we've went 8.3 miles, averaging 29.3 miles per gallon. You're going to really see that climb as we go through town here. And then you can also see that we are driving in eco mode down in the bottom right corner. The eco mode is the standard mode for this vehicle. Anytime you start the car up, it's going to be in eco mode. So now you can see I accelerated from the stop, and it engaged the engine to get it up to speed. And then it will settle back down. It's already flipped back into EV, so we are back on electric, cruising through town. All right, so we are out of town now, and you can see we've got 32.2. We're gonna accelerate up to speed. You see it engage that gasoline engine, and then it's gonna stay engaged because we are driving 60. The only time that it will come off is if we are possibly coasting down a slight decline, or I hit the brakes and kick off the cruise control, then it will automatically kick to EV and start regen braking. In case this is your first time watching the real world mile per gallon test, I'll walk you through our parameters. Number one is we set the tire pressure to the manufacturer spec. The second thing we do is we go to the gas station, we fill up the tank, and then we do the quick top off, usually is about 3 seconds, and then we head out. Now we're gonna go 90 miles approximately. It should be at least 90 miles. I think it was 91 miles in our last test. So we're gonna run the same route every single time. Now, the only thing that's gonna be different is weather. And usually we're gonna run the same way there and the same way back, so it should negate any tailwind or headwind. The other thing is we're gonna drive through 3 towns, and then we're gonna have mostly highway, and then we'll be on the interstate, and then we'll turn around and we'll come back and we'll go back through those exact same 3 towns on the same route. Back to the same gas station, and we'll try to use the same pump. If we can't use the same pump, we'll do the 3-second pull, which is what we got earlier when we filled up. That way everything is as close to the same as we possibly can. The other thing that we're going to do is we're going to drive 5 miles per hour over the speed limit. Normally, everyone drives at least 5 miles per hour over the speed limit. Some may be a little bit under, but most drive at least 5. So it's going to be 60 on the highway, 75 on the interstate, and through town it's going to vary depending on the speed limit. But most of the time we're going to be driving right around 40 to 50 miles per hour, which would be 5 miles over the 35 to 45 range. So once we do that, that should give us a really good idea of what the real world mile per gallon is for this vehicle and for everyday use. So I hope you guys enjoy this. I hope you guys subscribe so you can see more of these, because we're going to do this with every vehicle that we get in. So I hope to see you guys back here on the next vehicle. Okay, we are just about ready to get up onto the interstate. Went through town and we are averaging 32.4 miles per gallon. We've driven 31.4 miles. And I will check back in a minute. Okay, we are going to accelerate up to 75 and we're going to set our cruise there. So we should be good. 74, 75. All right, so we are now set at 75, cruising on the interstate. See how it goes. Hey everybody, I just wanted to show you that if you look up there where it says 75 auto there at the top, it also says HDA. That is Hyundai's driver assist, and that means hands-free driving. That is pretty cool, huh? That I don't have to drive, don't have to touch the wheel. It's only been on the interstate. It does have lane keep assist and lane centering, but it's pretty cool. Don't have to touch the steering wheel. And you know, there's another thing is I don't see an eye tracker anywhere. So that's pretty impressive that we don't have to have our hands on the wheel, and there's no eye tracker. There's nothing to yell at you when you're looking at the stereo or you look at your cell phone when it's supposed to be driving itself. So that's pretty cool. I think Chevy and Ford maybe need to take a little lesson from Hyundai here. Okay, so we are off the interstate. We're turning around right here. You can see right now we're at 31.4, so that is pretty good. I'm pretty sure this can do a little bit better than that, and maybe we'll get a little better on the way back. But it did great. And this driver's assist hands-free thing was awesome on the interstate. It was pretty cool. Didn't even have any issues. I think one time it told me to grab the wheel, but that was because a car was merging across in front of me, and it sensed that. All right, so we are going up here. And then we're just going to loop right back down around and back onto the interstate. There we go. Very quick and easy loop. And we are headed back out. Just 30.8. We lost a little bit accelerating on the interstate, and I do feel like we are driving against the wind right now. I can hear a little more wind noise, so that might drop quite a bit. You see that bar down at the bottom showing that we're under 25 miles per gallon, so we may lose quite a bit here. We'll just have to see if it picks it back up on when we go back through town. So we just came out of town, and let's see what we're doing here. So right now we're at 29.6 and we are on the highway cruising at 60 miles per hour. And now we just kicked into electric. You just saw that gauge go up at the bottom, and you saw the meter kick in and say EV at the top there. And so that's pretty cool. You can drive 60 mile an hour in EV mode. That's awesome. We're at 29.9, so it's doing pretty well. Just felt the gas engine kick back in. You can see that EV disappeared off the top of there. So I will check back in with you guys as we get ready to enter our next town. So we are at 30.3, driven 80 miles so far. Wow, about an hour and 36 minutes. It's pretty good. Driving through EV mode right now. Now, we'll have to see what's gonna happen here, because just engine alone, it says it'll average 33 miles per gallon. So we're doing the hybrid mode and we're not getting that. So we'll have to see what happens. We're supposed to do a lot better in hybrid mode, but we'll see what the end results are. I will get back with you when we exit town. All right, we just left town and we are at 30.2. We're out on the highway, heading back to our last town where we filled up with gas. You see Midwest, wide open, cornfields everywhere. Cornfields on the left, cornfields on the right. Every once in a while you see a bean field, but that's how it is during the summer out here in the Midwest and Illinois. So far this drive's been great. It's actually been pretty comfortable in here. You know, we've driven this now about 100 miles over the last couple of days. And, you know, of course, we're doing 90 miles in this test right here, so we'll probably have about 130, 140 miles in, and the seats are really comfortable. It's laid out really well. So if you want to see more about this Hyundai Santa Fe plug-in hybrid, make sure you click subscribe and like this video, of course, and then you can go check out the review that we did on this car. It'll show you the insides and outside and our driving impressions. And that video will be linked in the description and will be at the end of this video. So I hope you guys enjoy that. Now let's get to the numbers. Okay guys, we are back at the gas station right now, and you see 369. I like how they're alternating on the camera, but they're not really alternating in real life. Anyway, we had 30.6 miles per gallon on 91.2 miles, about an hour and 54 minute drive. So now we're going to check, we're going to fill up, and we're going to do the little 3-second top off, and we'll see how many gallons we put in there. We'll do the hard calculations, physical calculations, whatever you want to call it, and we'll see if those numbers match the 30.6 or what it actually is, and see what the real world mile per gallon is on this Hyundai Santa Fe. Okay, looks like we are good, ready to remove nozzle. So like I said earlier, doesn't take premium, just regular gasoline is fine. So we will get 87 octane. And the sun is probably right on the camera. Maybe I can get a better angle here. How about right there? My head's kind of blocking it. You guys can see me and filling up. Okay, there's where it stopped first time. Show you guys 2.795. Gonna do our little 3-second pull here. 1, 2, 3, and that killed it. So, all right, so that's good. So I'm gonna show that right now. 2.908 gallons. Let's see what the real world miles per gallon is. All right, so you saw we put the gas in, we got 2.908 gallons, and we were 91.2 miles on our trip. So let's do the calculation here. Not sure if this is going to show up real well, but we've got 91.2 miles divided by 2 30.908. And as you can see, there's the numbers right there that I put in. And you can see 31.36 down at the bottom when I hit equals, just so you can see that a little bit bigger. So we got 31.36, and the car is registering 30.6. So we're actually getting better than what the car says. Not sure with the EPA saying 33 on just the gas engine, and then that hybrid combination, that's where we're at. So the 2023 Hyundai Santa Fe plug-in hybrid all-wheel drive real world mile per gallon is 31.36. That's what you can expect on a daily basis. So don't forget to subscribe so you can see the next miles per gallon test that we have. But until then, click at one of these videos right here. You can see a review on this vehicle right here, or maybe the other one has some interest for you. But don't forget, subscribe, like, and I will see you in the next real world miles per gallon test.